And well, for more on this, our special correspondent Idris Lone is now joining us on the broadcast. Hi Idris, just moments ago, India's Foreign Secretary gave out the diplomatic steps that India will be taking. But I want to ask you about the current situation, the current sentiment in the valley. It has been more than 24 hours since the heinous attack.
Well, absolutely, Rahisha. At the moment, I'm standing in front of the clock tower in Lal Chowk, where we saw at least 5,000 people all during the day coming down to Lal Chowk area, especially to Ghantaghar, and protesting against the heinous, the brutal act that was done by militants yesterday in the Baisaran area of Pahalgam. Not only politicians, but we saw that traders, hoteliers, as well as student bodies came out in huge numbers today protesting against them. A lot of them were also very emotional. They said that Kashmir had been witnessing a lot of peace and was on the path of prosperity and development from the last many years, and that has been shattered today with that attack. What we saw on the ground also was a unity among every society member, whether they were Sikhs, whether they were Kashmiri Pandits, there were Muslims, all together. We saw everyone together at Lal Chowk today condemning this brutal act. On the other hand, Raisha, if we talk about the security situation, as you can see, now finally the security agencies have asked all the people who were protesting here to leave from the premises, to leave from this place, and that's why you don't see many people here now except the security forces. On the other hand, security on high alert across Jammu and Kashmir. There were 3 operations that took place in the Kashmir Valley today, in Jammu and Kashmir, The first operation was in the Uri sector, where there was an infiltration bid, where a group of militants from Pakistan was trying to infiltrate into Kashmir territory, and the security forces who were deployed on the line of control saw the suspicious moment, and they involved them in a gun battle. 2 militants were killed in that gun battle. Arms and ammunition was also recovered from them. The second operation was in the Poonch sector, where there was a ceasefire violation from the Pakistan army. They were shooting towards the Indian posts on the forward post. There was no damage in it, but that was the second incident. The third incident which started was in South Kashmir's Kulgam district, where there was basically an input about the presence of militants in the area, after which there was a brief gunfight as well. The operation still continues, as security forces believe there could be couple of militants holed up at the operation site, and it still continues. If we talk about Baisaran area, where the incident took place yesterday, that is where the main cordon and search operation of security forces is being carried out. Not only Jammu and Kashmir Police, Indian Army and paramilitary forces, but the commando wings of Indian Army and CRPF have also been deployed at this site, and they are also sanitizing and going through the dense forest area where the militants fled after attacking these tourists. We're also being told that helicopters, drones have been pushed in to basically look for those and nab the attackers. We also saw the Home Minister basically in the morning taking the survey of Baisaran. He went there and later on also took an aerial survey of the place. Now it seems like after the MEA's response to this attack, it seems that there is going to be definitely a multi-pronged strategy, that the security forces in Jammu and Kashmir will have to make a new strategy to deal with such heinous acts and brutal acts, and so that they don't happen. We also have to see that the Pahalgam is also the route and the base camp for the Amarnath Yatra, and it's going to be extremely a big concern for the security agencies now, and that's one of the reasons that they will have to tighten the vigil all across South Kashmir.
Right, Idris, you're joining us live from Lal Chowk in Srinagar. It's the area where a short while ago there were Kashmiris and people who were demonstrating against the Pahalgam terror attack. Talk to us about the security operations underway and also about the all-party meet which is scheduled to take place tomorrow in the valley.
Rahesha, Umar Abdullah has called for an all-party meeting tomorrow, later of the afternoon. What our sources are telling us, the main focus would be to discuss, because yesterday's attack has definitely had an impact on the tourism industry of Jammu and Kashmir, especially the Kashmir Valley. It is going to be a big blow for the tourism industry, as we've seen 95% of the bookings have been completely cancelled in the Pahalgam area, while as if we talk about overall Kashmir Valley's tourist bookings, we've seen that big hotels, all the five-star hotels have also said that they have had major cancellations. And I think one of the main reasons for calling this all-party meet by Umar Abdullah would be the same. They would be discussing about how they can actually tackle the situation, how they can basically save the tourism industry of Kashmir Valley. Because however, we did actually, Rahesha, speak to a lot of tourists today in Srinagar. Some of them had cancelled their Pahalgam trip, but they had not cancelled their Kashmir trips. They were going to other places instead of Pahalgam, and a lot of them really did not worry too much. But we did see in the morning at the airport, a lot of tourists had pre-booked their basically flights and were leaving as well. So overall, that would be one of the major concerns of the government that they will be discussing on, that how to reach out to the domestic as well as to the international tourists, yet again giving them assurance that Kashmir is a safe place, and this is just one of the incidents. However, it seems like this incident would be remembered by people for decades, because it is one of the most brutal incidents that has happened in the history of Kashmir Valley, at least in the last 30 years.
Right, Idris, we'll wait and have to see how this inhumane terror attack in Pahalgam will impact the tourism and the economic growth and development in the valley. But thanks very much for joining us on Gravitas.